I have watched men outproduce everyone in the room with zero urgency, no visible strain, zero performance of effort. And still, every week their output compounded at its best. Zero spikes, no bursts, it just compounds somehow. See, they're not working harder, and they are definitely not working less. They are operating from a different internal geometry, a structure where energy doesn't leak, where finally effort doesn't scatter, and when every single thing that you do lands clean all the time. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You've been wasting effort at the edges, and I did it too, until I understood this. And this video is about that geometry, where most of the effort gets lost. Again, they are not working less. They have eliminated the loss completely. And this is key to understand all this concept, because once you don't have losses anymore in your system and in the action that you do, once your energy doesn't spike like that during your days and weeks, you have a proper architecture that allows you to really do the action that you do effortlessly and get to the end line, to the goal with precision. Because most of the time, me personally, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals. But how many I accomplish of those goals? 20%, 30%, 40%. I strive for 100%. But then it's impossible to achieve every single goal. That's why you need to divide those goals, not operating in your system to reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. No, you must have one goal. You have one system that goes to this goal, and then compound to this goal, and then compound to this goal. And I'm going to show you in a second, because there is no point to keep doing action work, putting in the effort, putting in the work, but then we are not seeing the results that we wanted to see, because this is a structural architectural problem. Okay, there are 3 layers of geometry that you must install in your system. And again, the geometry and the architecture that you have of your system is going to determine how quick you're going to get to the goals that you have put for yourself, and how fast are you in implementing not only the system but automating it during what is I call the daily energy flow. Let me explain. There is a 90-day window, okay, that you need to respect all the time. Meaning, you cannot wake up and decide in that day what you're going to do, how you're going to operate. You have to understand already what you are striving for. You have to understand that 90 days, I already know what I'm going to do in the daily, in the weekly, everything. I already have the output that I had decided. This is already set 90 days in advance. So a man that operates effortlessly, it, when there is the day, the week, or the month, he's not guessing what he's doing. I'm not guessing. You're not going to guess what you're doing daily. You're not going to guess what's happened weekly, because you have the main objective here. Okay, and it's important to have a vision of what you're going to accomplish in 12 months, 24 months. But again, that is a lot of time in the, you want to call it near future, medium future, whatever. This is achievable because you can see it and you can actually achieve it. If you put the goal too far, you miss these windows. And when you miss these windows, you don't have clarity, because the data that you have, the feedback that you have on the action that you did, it was for something that it wasn't really clear. The output wasn't defined, and there was no architecture, no system that allowed you to every single day, every single week, doesn't guess the work that you do, or work too much because you think that pushing more and doing more, it gets you to the goal faster. No, you actually gonna work less. I want to show you this concept. So the first thing, the geometry that you have to study in your system architecture, is having a 90 days setup that already point out to your output and your goals. The 90 days is the first thing. The second thing, most importantly, This is the architectural system that you need to install. This is very important piece, because if you miss this, you cannot connect to the third piece. And if you cannot connect to the third piece, you're gonna keep doing action and action in a way that it's really is not getting you anywhere, and you already saw this. So the question becomes, this is second, once you operate daily, you have to ask yourself, is this aligned to the maximum output that comes from the architected system that is connected to the 90 days output? What am I doing? Is this aligned to what is the output? That's the only question you need. Because once the answer is yes, you're gonna keep doing that. If it doesn't answer the question positively, meaning is this thing that I'm doing connected to the system that allows me to get to the goal, the output that I set for the 90 days achievement? No, you don't do it. It doesn't matter if it's micromanage or something that you thought was important. You just don't do it. Either you delegate or you postpone it, whatever is it, you don't do it, because you need to focus on the less things to achieve the more, and the more is the end goal. Again, less is more, but the less must answer that question that you ask yourself. If you don't ask yourself that question, trust me, you're gonna do days where you do things that are not really, really, really connected to this goal in that moment, using the best of your energy in that single action or work session that you do. Okay, so we must ask a question every single day before we do the work. Okay, it's very, very, very important. Finally, there is a third layer, and this is gonna connect. You cannot miss this. This is what I would say kill me all the time when I was trying to focus on the less, but then somehow I was drifting on something that it was more like a shiny thing to do, that I thought it would allow me to get to the goal faster, but in the end, it didn't. Okay, and this is putting a boundary. Okay, it's a boundary, and the boundary in the geometry that you're creating, it's a very important piece. Okay, because the boundaries allow you to use your system that you created, but not overuse this system, because this system that allows you to get to the 90-day goal, it works because it doesn't make you have energy leaks, meaning it doesn't make you a multitasker on things that they are not really matter and they are not the priority for the goal. It doesn't make you leak your energy in terms of your effort. It doesn't make you, meaning it doesn't make you work 5, 6, 7 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. No, you just need 2 to 4 hours of focus and precision and clarity on the thing that you're going to do, and that's it. And you're going to repeat that every single day until it compounds. Okay, now this is very important. Boring. I outlined this word boring because this process, this system, it's important that it's not get your action to be boring, because if things become boring, things don't last. Okay, and if things don't last, we are just wasting time at the beginning. We are doing something for something that it doesn't last. We are just wasting time. Yes, we are learning in the process, but let's not waste time and learn anyway, right? Boring. We have to take out this word out. You have to understand that this system, how it's structured, it makes your life easier and more enjoyable. It doesn't make your life boring because you're supposed to do this thing in that way, in this time. No. This system will destroy everything. This system is allowing you to finally operate from a state of clarity that doesn't need many, many hours of work every day, that compounds, that take away the thing, oh, but I'm going in the right direction, oh, but I'm replanning this week, or what, oh, but why I'm not, my action is not stacking, why I'm not seeing results as I want, why I'm not scaling as I should be. Okay, no. These questions are all answered in a 90-day output. You already know what to do. You don't ask yourself any more doubting questions, or you don't change the plan again. You don't change, never change the container. You can adjust the work whenever change the container. Okay, and it's important that this system make you you have to understand it make you life. You do okay, and you can enjoy more what is not only business and creation, because life goes in cycle. There is the part of business creation, resetting, recovering. Okay, it's very important. If you only do business and work without a system, you're gonna create a machine that at some point is gonna get you in a bored situation, in a stressful situation, in a situation where you're frustrated. You feel inside something is missing because it's like always the same thing. You need a system that keeps things interesting, and at the same time it makes your life easier in business and when you don't do business. Okay, so this is the layers, the 3 layers that you must install in order to have an architecture, a geometry that finally may compound your work and you work less. Okay, I've created what is called the EDENIC morning architecture, which is a fraction what is the EDENIC architecture, which is a system for the body within and without, in the nervous system, your energy, that allows to always have clarity, and it allows to install automated system within yourself that make your work and your action compound in a way that doesn't require your effort, it doesn't require hard discipline, but because you control your energy, because you have setups and things that you do that are not in the business, but they are above everything else that matters, which is controlling your energy levels inside. It's like energy architecture. Then whatever that you do compound. Now this system is the dynamic architecture, but you start from the morning architecture. Now the morning architecture is going to use the first hour of the day, which are the most important, where your energy is the most pure. You're going to do some certain things with movement, with stillness, some certain things that you're going to say that are going to allow you to have the clarity of the middle piece of the day, in order not to have during the day the energy that goes away scattered midday, or in the afternoon, that you don't really know what you're doing, you feel too much tired. It's the most important thing that is going to change all your output, the action that you do, is controlling your morning. But you have to install an architecture. You cannot just do a morning routine with a bunch of tasks that you do and keep doing that. Because if you don't have the architecture behind that morning routine, either you're going to burn out, either you're going to always tweak things, or things going to feel boring. You need that sweet spot that makes things always interesting, effortlessly, and that gives you the best energy all the time. Okay, this is the morning architecture. You find it down below, completely for free, because it's the things that you need the most in this moment. Okay, with that said, today we understood the importance of having a geometry, an architecture behind all the action that we do. Otherwise, things fall, things get boring. There is the frustration in place. Okay, so geometry and architecture, these are the 2 words that you have to put in your subconscious, and you have to understand, I need to create a system with a geometry that allows me to architect the best possible outcomes in advance, the best possible, not even the goals is the end thing, but it's the process of how I'm gonna get to those goals. That is gonna make things easy on us, easy on you, effortlessly on you, in a way that you like and enjoy the process. Okay, you cannot allow yourself to do action and do things without a proper architected system. With that said, this is it for this transmission. I'll see you in the next one. See you, brother.